Okay, so Luwukio, I'm on vacation, so this is my friend's VOD that I'm submitting for her. She's been really trying to improve, and I've been giving her a lot of tips you gave on your streams. She played 5 games, and this has been her only loss of the day. She wants to know what to do to be better. So first off, since this is bronze, we'll just go over comps and stuff like that. Luwukio. Dropped a bit, sorry Ralph, alright. So the general stuff on Orisa. Orisa's quite a pigeon-holey character in terms of what she can be played with. Orisa can be played with any of Roadhog, Sigma, Reinhardt, or Bull. Really, those are the only choices. The other choices, the off-tanks, D.Va and Zarya. Sure, you can play her with D.Va and Zarya. It's not as good, but they're just general DPS-y, pokey tanks when you play her with them. D.Va is a poke hero. She wants to stay away from people. She wants to do a lot of damage. She wants to root a position and keep people in that position and do stuff from there. Gonna be in the chat? I messaged her. Excellent. So first off, get your first shield down as soon as possible, okay? You want this cooldown, this 10-second cooldown, going ASAP, and it doesn't start going until you've got your first shield. So first shield, ASAP. You don't really want to go closer to your Rein. Rein has a hammer, and hammers are pretty scary. Since when Orisa Rein? Orisa Rein actually, since the Fortify nerf, Fortify change, Orisa Rein's got a lot better. And that's the same logic as Sigma Rein. The logic is, and I think Sigma Rein honestly is a little bit better as a comp. The logic is Reinhardt's going to make space anyway with his hammer. He can make space perfectly fine on his own. He doesn't necessarily need backup. And therefore what you can do is you can just relax. Rein makes space. You root the DPS in a space, and you be able to shoot him. Hey, I'm Luwukio. Hello, Jax. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so Sigma Rein and Orisa Rein work just because Rein can make space on his own, and especially at higher levels, you don't necessarily have to be supporting the Reinhardt. The 200 HP bubble and the blocking of anti and the block of sleep and that kind of thing that D.Va and Zarya give Reinhardt aren't necessarily needed when you're at a very high level, because the Reinhardts there are going to block things on their own a little bit more. So yeah, you can go Orisa Rein. You're doing a lot of walking directly at people now. A lot of walking directly at people. And we don't want that. The reason why we don't want that is because Reinhardt has a hammer. And since Reinhardt has a hammer, he tends to hit us with that hammer if we go towards him. So what we do instead is we go around him. Okay, so instead of doing this, what we do is we pull ourselves to the side and we just stand here and we shoot in on them. We get a concave, we get angles into people, and then we don't want it at all. So essentially what we want to do is we want to go that way and we want to go that way. We don't stay in the center. We certainly don't go towards the Reinhardt. We pull ourselves around, we pull ourselves to the side, and therefore we can shoot in this way, we can shoot in this way, and therefore we win. Okay, the whole point of poke in Overwatch is that you get 2 points and you rotate around them in order to actually shoot inwards on people instead of shooting directly at them. Just make sure with your bongo, you're using it very, very aggressively. I want that bongo to be the first ultimate that's used in any fight as soon as the enemy team can't disengage from you. So basically what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the enemy team to no longer be able to get away once I use the bongo. If they can't get away and we get 1 kill with that bongo, hey, that's good enough for me. Especially at this rank, people are going to keep pressing W towards you even after you use the bongo. So make sure at least 1 person can no longer get away from it. Then you're good to use bongo as soon as possible. Okay? We're looking for the first moment where we can win the team fight. The longer the team fight lasts, the more jank happens, the sadder we get. Alright. So, with that in mind, the idea that we don't want to be in melee range with people, we don't want to walk towards them, we want to go around the side, and we want to stay at range while getting good angles on people. What do you think Holt should be used for with that in mind? 2 times C sounds like nano boost to Orisa. Yeah, it does. What do you think it should be used for? With that in mind, we want to go around the side, we don't want to go towards them, we want to stay away from them. It should be used to space yourself out away from the enemy. Oh, that was a bit sad. You had the pillar to the right there. It should be used to space yourself out away from the enemy, and it should be used to pull them out of cover so you can actually get kills on them, basically. You should never just be halting people for the sake of it. It doesn't exactly do damage, does it? You should just be like that one right there. What did that really help with? Yeah? You should be using it to keep Reinhardt away from you. Using it to make sure you can get these poking angles in the side. You never walk towards people on Orisa. You always walk around people. That's the main thing you had to be focusing on. And that's the same with Orisa, with Roadhog, with Sigma. All of these characters, the poking DPS, they really, poking tanks, sorry, not DPS. What they want to be doing is they want to be going around the side, they want to be shooting inwards and not just walking towards people. Right, let's have a look. Nice, very early shield. I love that. So early shield, early bongo. Fortify ideally when you're getting pressured really hard. Obviously, I'm not here to be a stickler and be like, bad fortify every single time you do it. I just want you to make sure you're taking a lot of damage or a burst of damage is coming in. So this walking towards the Rein here, what I'm going to tell you is that's actively bad. You're not range limited on this character. You do the same amount of damage no matter how far away you are, as long as you can hit them. Okay? So you want to get yourself in a range where you can hit them. You want to keep spamming. You want to do as much damage as you can over a long period of time. Ideally, you want a DPS with you and you want a good angle and you want a wide angle. You don't want to just be down main. Right now, this is absolutely fine. Reason for that is you've got an angle here. So we're all good. Because we got this poking into them, we got this poking into them, and we got this poking into them. Okay, so we got 360 degrees shooting at them. And that's good enough. So you don't need to move. But you need to pull yourself around the side. How do you warm up on Rein? You don't need to. Don't worry about warming up on Rein. Warm up is for mechanics and getting yourself back to the level you were the previous day on mechanics. Nothing else. If you want to be back to the previous day mechanically, you can either play a comp game and you'll be warmed up by the end of it on Rein, even if you're just playing Rein, or you can just do the same with everything else. If you think you're going to have a pocket pick that maybe not Reinhardt, yeah, sure. You play quick play and focus on fire strikes only. No. Don't play quick play. Quick play is not a good warm up. Either put yourself into some kind of deathmatch and just practice on any character. By the way, you don't have to warm up on the character you want to play. You can warm up on any character. Oh, I don't need to tell you eating your shield that far was obviously a mistake. You gotta get the fire strike flick shots down, so get any flick shots down. You need to be in the game mode, playing and fighting in close range fights in order to warm up your aim. And as long as you're doing that, you're okay. Watching this back have a bad habit of using shift randomly? Yeah, sure. So, since you're a low-ranked tank player, I'm just going to explain the basics of Poke, Brawl, and Dive. So we have 3 different comps in Overwatch. We have Poke, we have Brawl, and we have Dive. Okay, so we have Poke, we have Brawl, and we have Dive. Okay, the difference between these comps is that how they win, basically. Brawl wants to win. Brawl is a Reinhardt-based comp. And it wants to win, essentially, by hitting people with a hammer. Hit people. Okay, so Brawl wins by hitting people with a hammer. It's a Reinhardt-based comp, and it supports the Reinhardt in order to be able to kill people. That's very important for Brawl. If you don't have Reinhardt, you're not playing Brawl, because Reinhardt's the only range-limited character. When you're playing Dive, what you want to do is you want to find an advantageous person to jump on, and you want to get on them and kill that specific person. So you're looking for an advantage against one person. So that's kill one guy. Most of the time what you do is you soft dive, which isn't a full committal. So you jump in a way that you can get out and check for weaknesses and just poke at them, make sure you can check them, see if you can actually get in. And that's essentially the idea of dive. That's Winston, that's D.Va, that's Bull. This is based around Rein. It's around Winston, D.Va, and Brawl. So this Brawl comp is generally played with Zarya or D.Va as the basics. Goodbye stream, see you soon. So poke comps are the third comp. They are based around Roadhog, Orisa, and Sigma. Roadhog, Orisa, and Sigma. So put commas there so you know the different characters. Roadhog, Orisa, and Sigma. These characters, they don't really gain anything by being close to people. Roadhog gains a little bit, and Orisa gains by being able to hit people a little bit more consistently and being able to track consistently. Sigma obviously has projectiles too, so he likes being close, but they don't really gain anything, not really. Their idea is what they do is instead of this, where you want a brawl comp, you want the Rhine to hit people, so what you do is you press the W team towards the W button towards the enemy team. You go straight at them. With Dive, what you do is you go around them, and then you wait until an opportunity strikes, and then you strike all at the same time. You all jump in like this. But with Poke as a third win condition, what you do is that's the enemy team, and what you do is you go that way, and you go that way, and then you sit there, okay? You sit there and you fire in. So these are the 3 win conditions of Overwatch. Brawl, that tries to hit people with a hammer. Doesn't matter who it is, they want to lock someone down. Dive, which goes around, finds a target, and then goes in. So they go out, and then they go in. And then Poke, that just wants to get good angles on the enemy team and kill them before they can get to them. So if this was a brawl team, for instance, they just press the W button in, you go around, you keep yourself spaced, and you shoot people. Orisa can be played in a brawl comp, in which case what you're doing is you're using this pressure of the Reinhardt hitting people in order to go and take your off angle and set up somewhere else. And that can be quite good. Imagine you just set up your shield here, the Rein's brawling here, and then you get like a McCree behind you. That can be quite good. That can work. But really, Orisa can't normally be played in Dive. Not really. There is also a Orisa kind of like... You can do Orisa with Bull sometimes, because Bull can get in and get out and be safe. And you can use that the diving pressure, the soft diving pressure of a Bull in order to set yourself up somewhere. It just means they can't shoot you while you're walking somewhere nice, basically. But essentially, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for this kind of stuff where you go out to the sides and you shoot people from an angle like this. You don't want to walk towards them. You want to stay at range. You want to make sure that they don't have anywhere to hide. Because if we go back to this point, the clear screen, if we go back to this point, right? If you're all standing in a straight line around there, they have cover. They have cover around this section in the middle. But if one guy's standing here, a Roadhog standing here, and Orisa's standing over here, they have literally nowhere they can stand and regenerate their resources and get cover. So the answer is they can't stand on this point if you have good angles on them. And that's what you should be looking at. Good angles in Overwatch all of the time with poke tanks. Alright? So stand in a good place, get your shields up fast and on time. Use your bongo really early into any team fight and go wide, don't go narrow. Okay? Go wide, don't go narrow. And you're going to work out the pulls and the fortifies as you go. Doesn't really matter. Just focus on this kind of stuff. Going around the edges, doing cute stuff, and it's going to be annoying because what's going to happen is you're in a low rank, so your entire team's going to follow you regardless of what you do. But try and do something interesting. Try not to just walk in a straight line towards the enemy. You'll be absolutely fine. Okay? Hopefully that was more useful to you than a straight up VOD review would be. Hopefully. Where to? It was quite a short game, but I think that was more content than you're ever going to get from a long game of watching you. Super Lucas Guy, thank you so much. I'll keep this in mind as I practice. Excellent. Hopefully, see you in Plat soon. See you in Diamond soon. You'll be fine. Just think about the core 3 things. The Brawl team wants to hit you with its hammer, so don't let it. The Dive team wants to find a weakness by taking the wings, so don't let it take the wings and don't let it find a weakness. And the Poke team wants to stand around the edges and poke in DPS from angles.